What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out. Now, with this video, we are going to be getting into Robin and Batman, issue number 2 of 3. Now, if you didn't catch issue number 1, go ahead, check out the link in my description, as well as the top of this video. It's going to get you completely caught up on everything going on in this line. And I gotta say, this is probably one of my more favorite lines coming out of DC Comics right now, because what we are getting is the early days of Dick Grayson. When he first puts on the cowl, when he first becomes Robin, we see Batman create the first suit for Robin. We find out how Robin comes up with the name. But having some bad blood between both Batman and Robin, Batman is going to try to find a way to remedy this situation. So with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright guys, so we pick up with this issue with a bunch of school kids currently making fun of Dick Grayson. And that is because his name being Richard, the nickname being Dick, of course they're gonna make fun of him. They're gonna tease him all day long. And it gets to the point where these kids, they get physical with him. And we see Dick Grayson just kick their butts, being pushed to the edge by these bullies, feeling like he had no other option but to retaliate. That's exactly what he did, but that gets him put in the principal's office. Now, of course, Bruce Wayne being Bruce Wayne isn't the one to show up as his guardian. The one that shows up is Alfred Pennyworth. And here we get a conversation between the principal and Alfred. The principal really trying to convey that he wished Bruce Wayne would be a more active part of the kid's life, that would actually show up when something like this happens, especially if he's deciding he's going to be his guardian. Now the principal, he gets rather rude with it, saying that Bruce Wayne is doing it more for the tabloids and publicity than actually caring for a child. And of course, Alfred, he takes great offense to this, telling him that he really should just mind his own business, saying that him and Bruce Wayne will both handle the disciplinary actions for Mr. Dick Grayson, and that he should probably stop reading tabloids and worry more about keeping bullies in line. And so on the drive home, both Alfred and Dick Grayson, they have a conversation, and it's really Dick's just apologizing. And of course, Alfred lets him know, like, those guys did start it, so at the end of the day, it's not the worst thing that you could have done. It's not like you're out there actively picking fights. And with it being Dick Grayson's 12th birthday, Alfred, from the glove compartment, pulls out a brand new diary. A diary for him to continue to write in. Because in the last issue, we saw Batman invade his privacy by reading the diary. That's how he ended up getting the idea to make the Robin suit. And Alfred tries to explain to him that Batman was really just trying to find a way to connect, to show that he really does care about him. And he lets him know that Bruce has always had that problem of showing people that he can care. And Alfred, he wants Dick to be completely different than that. He doesn't want him to be just like Batman. He wants him to be himself. Now, showing up to the Batcave, Batman lets them know that they are running late. And with dinner having to wait, regardless of it being Dick's birthday, Batman says that they have a mission that they need to go do. One that requires immediate attention. Now, of course, Robin, he believes that they're going after Killer Croc. But that's not the case. There is something more important that they need to attend to, with Batman actually apologizing to Robin, but saying that the suit is still ready whenever he wants to put it on, with Dick admitting that the suit is pretty perfect and it's exactly what he imagined it to be. Batman tells him then go ahead, put the suit on, and let's get going, that he has a birthday present for him and he will explain on the way up. And on their way up to the Justice League satellite. And in this interaction, this is where Batman calls Dick Grayson Robin for the very first time. But they are quickly interrupted by Hawkman and Hawkgirl. And Hawkman is really just messing with them because he too has decided to take on a sidekick. Batman telling him that they have to think about the future, they have to think about who is going to follow in their footsteps. But this is where Robin, he meets the Justice League for the first time. This is where he gets to shake the hand of Superman. Welcoming him to the Justice League, he is completely starstruck. Now, the Justice League, they really do have some work to do. With Mongol out there doing whatever he is doing, terrorizing whoever he is terrorizing, Hawkman is staying behind as the rest of the Justice League, they go out on this mission, leaving behind all of our young apprentices, leaving behind all of our sidekicks, our young Justice, our Teen Titans. And this is where Robin, he walks into the other room and he sees all of the others. He sees Wally West, Donna Troy, Roy Harper, Garth aka Aqualad, with of course Wally West being the first to come up and say hello, introducing himself as Kid Flash. We see just a bunch of teenagers having fun playing video games, but absolutely bored out of their mind, wishing that they could go on the mission with the Justice League. Roy Harper even suggesting that they go and trail them, follow behind them. Of course, Donna Troy saying that they are not going to go out there and do this. Wally West being a little bit skeptical, he's still learning his powers. So he's not even sure if he's ready to go out and get into some combat situations. But this is where Robin chimes in, that they don't have to follow the Justice League of America to go on mission. With him piquing the others' interest, he lets them know that while he was walking through, he observed that there were other missions that were not as high priority. And so all they would have to do is sneak past Hawkman, hop into the teleporter, and go do those missions together. And the way they're gonna do that is sneaking through the ventilation system, going up through the vents, going completely undetected. They make their way over to the teleporter after the Kid Flash quickly went in to find the locations of where they need to go without Hawkman even detecting him in the room. And so with them punching in the coordinates, they head out. They jump into the teleporter, and their first fight brings them against the Royal Flush Gang. And we have seen DC Comics really just beat the crap out of these guys. We have seen them throughout so many lines recently, and they've really just been thrown in there so our superheroes can beat the crap out of them and throw them in jail, or use them as a distraction for something bigger, whatever the case may be. But that's exactly what we are seeing here. We are seeing our Young Justice, we are seeing our Teen Titans go out there and just kick some freaking butt, doing a multitude of missions, even taking on King Shark. They go and do all of this. They teleport back into the satellite. With them climbing back through the vents, they get back into the room just in time when Hawkman is going in to check on them. With him walking into the room and them pretending like nothing has happened, like they have been here the entire time, they completely get away with it. Now, as they all talk about how great that was, how fun it was, they get interrupted by Batman. Batman coming in and letting them know that it is time to go. With him saying goodbye to all of his new friends and them teleporting into the Batcave, he tells Alfred all about everything that happened. How he met Superman, how he met the Justice League of America, how he met all of the sidekicks, telling him that it was his best birthday gift that he could ever get. Alfred turning to Batman and telling him thank you, because that was probably one of the nicest things that you could have done for him. But Batman had another agenda the entire time, telling Robin that he wants a mission debrief. And this is where we truly learn how good Dick Grayson is. Giving a mission debrief, but not telling him about the missions they went on, telling him about the other sidekicks. Running a psychoanalysis on them from the minute he met them, breaking down their weaknesses, breaking down their strengths, finding out exactly who they are, and how he could overcome them if he ever needed to. Saying that Roy Harper, aka Speedy, he may be the easiest to take down, and that is just because he doesn't have the power set as the other individuals. That doesn't necessarily make him the weakest one, but Robin believes that there are spots on him that can be exploited, being able to break him down. Next is being Garth, aka Aqualad. This guy being more of a loner, saying that if you separate him from the others, let him think he's in control, and then turn the tides on him, you would have to isolate him from water and then make your strike. Target number 3 would be Wally West, aka Kid Flash. And his greatest flaw is believing that he could never live up to his mentor, to Barry Allen, to the Flash. And because of this, Robin would use that to his advantage, making him doubt himself. And when he starts to slow down, when that doubt really starts to seep into his mind, that is when he would make his strike. And finally, there is Donna Troy, probably the strongest of all of them put together. Confident, self-assured, no weaknesses except for one, that she sees the good in everybody. And so she would never see the attack coming from Robin. And that would be his avenue. That would be his way in. Batman telling him good work. Alfred is absolutely stunned, telling him, how could you? How could you do this? Batman reminding him that Robin is a soldier. He is not a mascot like the other ones. And if he is going to be in the company of demigods, he will need to know how to defeat them, just in case. Alfred, of course, objecting, saying that they are just children. Children like him who deserve to have some kind of normalcy in their lives. But Batman reminds him that he never did, so why should he? With Alfred storming off, Batman telling Robin to go prepare for bed, getting ready for school the next day, that is where we pick up with Killer Croc coming out of the tunnels. Now he seemed to be investigating who the Flying Graysons were and what happened to the young Grayson boy. And with him popping up onto the surface, something he doesn't like to do, he did it because he has a meeting with the Calculator. And the Calculator has been working with great effort to try and track down the identity and the location of where young Dick Grayson might be. Because after his parents died, it seems that he completely disappeared. Not sure if he changed his identity, not sure what really happened to him. With the records being sealed from his adoption, they have no idea who he is with. But since he is a 12-year-old boy, that means that he has to be enrolled in school somewhere. Or at least that's the assumption, assuming that he's not being homeschooled. Doing a search of entire city of Gotham, this is where he finds out the school that Dick Grayson is going to. And so with Killer Croc now having the location of where Dick Grayson will be, he goes and he camps out at the school, waiting for his opportunity to run into the young Flying Grayson. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. I really have been enjoying this story because it's just giving us an early day Dick Grayson, showing us when it was just Batman and Robin. Before all of the other Bat family, he was the first one. The one to create the name, the one to create the costume, to learn what it truly means to be the sidekick of Batman, to stand by his side and learn to be better than him, learn to be the evolution and what Batman should be. And having the dynamic duo together out there kicking butt is just one heck of a story. This one really giving us an introduction to all of the young sidekicks and their first days, and their first meetings, their first interactions, immediately getting themselves into some trouble. But these are the relationships, these are the battles that forge them into the teams that they become in the future, into the leaders that they become, into the soldiers that they become. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you have not yet, do me a favor, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content we have coming out, and until the next breakdown.